To Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. Here we have a blue-red Delver mirror match. These two faced off in the Swiss and now in the elimination rounds. Losing in pretty devastating fashion. No lands in play, if I recall correctly. This Wasteland delivering quite the beating. Delver of Secrets for Adam, Lightning Bolt, taking out Dragon Rage Channeler Wasteland, and in this moment, Adam fully ahead. Oh, that is not the land drop you want to be making. Mystic Sanctuary, entering the battlefield, tapped, no value, just a wastelandable island here. Allowing Ponder to resolve. Would be pretty tempted to counter that Ponder, I'm not going to lie. This feels very possible that Tom is just in a terrible space as far as his mana base goes. Possible that he was hoping to get this land wastelanded. Oh, it looks like he did manage to get a fetch. He's still back in it. Judging from his hand, I think that was exactly the situation. And now another Ponder. Got a Fire Ice? That is spicy. That card can do a lot of work. From killing multiple X1s, tapping down a Murktide while drawing a card. I mean, that is a lot that can be done there. You got to be careful firing it at a land. Ice in the past has been quite good at disrupting your opponent's mana curve, potentially tapping down a land on turn 2, 3, or 4 and stopping them from playing a top-end threat or answer. Wasteland had Tom on the ropes for a little bit, but now he's coming back strong with multiple removal spells. And an end of turn Brainstorm. Not super common. Does play around Force of Negation. That card not particularly strong in this matchup. Depends on what's in your sideboard, whether or not you want to essentially have a weak cancel in your deck. Really can't stop the things that you really need to stop. Certainly an inefficient answer to Expressive Iteration, though it can hit it. This card just so crucial in the mirror match. So many of these cards trading 1-for-1. Bolt for early drops, Pyroblast for Murktide, dazing just about anything that you can. These 1-for-1 trades just end up mattering so much when you're able to pull ahead in card advantage thanks to a card like Expressive Iteration. And looks like Murktide getting hit with a daze. Adam just paying full retail for it. And here we go. Looks like Tom's firing a daze back. And a couple of fetch land. Wow! Triple daze. There were 4 dazes on the stack there. This Murktide is sticking. That is a punishing mistake as well. That is a super rough one. So Adam paying 2 mana for that daze instead of just floating a mana and dazing. Did not see the triple daze coming. Who does? But man, that may be a lesson for you in the mirror match. Unbelievable. Rage Channeler. Forming a squad here. Just one coming in. 8 life. Still a very tense board state, but this Murktide. Hotly contested. A Lightning Bolt. Puts Adam down to 5. A double bolt here for Adam. Force of Negation is gonna put a halt to things. Just one card left. It's a land. And Scoopage. That is gonna do it. Adams with just a land in hand. Moving on to the next one. Tom picking up game number 1. We'll see if Adam is rattled by that incredibly rare sequence there. The triple days to punish paying full retail. Ooh, that stings. Adam with the play. Looking at 7, Brainstorm, Expressive Iteration. This could turn into just about anything. Oh, and he does have the turn 1 threat as well. Can't complain about that at all. A lot of people feel like you really want to have Force of Will in your opener. And that is true for many matchups, but not really in the mirror. You're much, much happier answering a card like Delver of Secrets or Dragon Rage Channeler with a 1-mana removal spell, be it Lightning Bolt or Pyroblast. We have a Fire. We'll just leave Daze up for the rest of the match, apparently. Daze is just the absolute main event here. The protagonist of this story. Daze just getting its reps in. Delver has flipped. Oh, Tom's doesn't. And a Pyroblast takes out the flipped Delver and offers a trade. Adam declines, so he could have actually traded. He's ahead on life and has a Brainstorm to flip his Delver. Just 4 cards in hand. And we've got a Ponder, Finding Brazen Borrower, interesting tempo card. Dragon Rage Channeler, nicely utilizing his mana. Dragon Rage on board is so dangerous in the mirror, making your Murktides just so much better than your opponents, while also giving you that card selection. You have another Pyroblast. Dragon Rage pushes through the damage in a post-combat Murktide, leaving a creature in the bin. Can easily get land back in there. Instants and sorceries are, of course, the easiest thing to fill your graveyard with, as that's what they do when they resolve. They just go to the bin, so no difficulty there at all. Lightning Bolt, the last thing you want to see when you have a single threat, but when you've already got a Murktide down, not a particularly scary card. 18 life. So much life. Oh, and the steam vents. Thinking if he wants to fetch before likely casting a Murktide. He's down to 8. And there he is, fetching, of course. And now Dragon Rage Chandler, okay. Fetching, allowing him to cast that Dragon Rage as he gets to delve away the fetch land. Murktide doesn't always have to cost 2 mana. Sometimes it's 3 or 4. Sometimes it's worth it to cast that even without it being particularly large. You don't have a ton of instants and sorceries just to get it on board. I mean, the value is just ridiculous at 2 mana, but it's totally fine at other costs in a pinch. Expressive Iteration. Put a Dragon Rage into the graveyard. Leaving 2 mana open. And Pyroblast. What an absolute blowout card that was. The board looked fairly close. And instead, this is probably just game right here. Crashing in for just a massive amount of damage. Instant sorcery land. Trading off. And going down to 2 in range of Bolt and Chain Lightning. Has to answer Murktide this turn. I suppose he can jump block. It's got a Lightning Bolt. Interesting. I don't know about that. I think you might not scoop there. If you've got the Bolt and Dragon Rage is a 6/6, I think you've got to allow him to attack with Murktide and then use your Lightning Bolt. Or maybe he already had Delirium and it had to attack. That might be the case. If it could block, you do want to at least block and then throw the... Let's see. So you'd have to throw the Lightning Bolt at the Murktide and then put a artifact into the graveyard to get Delirium and then block. There's no scenario where you could block and then bolt, because if it had Delirium, it'd have to attack. Let me know in the comments if it's possible that some value was missed. I do not edit these videos for the most part. We just watch it live. Do this in a single take. Try and get out a video a day for you guys. If you appreciate that. Always love seeing the like and subscribe. We did recently pass the 2,500 subscriber mark, so we'll be giving out a leather playmat in the very near future to one lucky subscriber, making a video explaining how that will work. The leather playmat you see here. Well, I guess you actually can't. They're covered. The Monarch playmat is pretty sweet, but underneath it there's the championship playmat for this event. Perseus rescuing Andromeda. Wasteland. Doesn't feel as good when you're behind. Sometimes you can randomly land screw your opponent, but when they've already got that Delver on board and it's flipped and your life total is dwindling, doesn't feel great from this exact position. 0 cards in play versus a land and a flipped Delver. There are plenty of times where you just get completely land screwed. That is how Adam beat Tom in the Swiss. Tom could be much less open to risking that after the thrashing earlier in the day. You know, sometimes people just decide, you might beat me, but you're not going to beat me the same way. You have to come up with a different plan rather than just absolutely land screwing me into oblivion. Now it's Adam who's down a land. Wasteland from Tom. Oh no. Looks like a reversal of the previous match. Oh, that is brutal. So Adam has had 3 lands, a single volcanic, and 2 wastelands. Those wastelands were fired off. Single Volk was picked off, and now he's sitting there without any permanence. An expressive iteration. It's devastating. That's tough to keep track. If that almost felt like an extra land drop. But that's probably just because Adam's turns were two total blanks in a row. Let me know if there was an error made. Delver of Secrets. Well, he's on board. Got a basic island. At least that will be free from Wasteland. He's got a Murktide to potentially recover. He's not out of it. 12 life, but no clock on the other side, and that's really important. There's a flipped Delver or Delirious Dragon Rage Channeler. You're looking at just 4 turns left. But without it, I mean, it could be any number of turns. Can Tom get a clock on board? Not likely to want to jam a Murktide into days here. But a 1-mana threat would do just fine. Ooh, Fire Ice. We have a Daze battle, and Fire Ice has resolved. Suppose if he had Murktide, that'd also be fine to play there as long as you've got that Daze backup. Of course, Daze is so strong when paired with all of this mana denial. I run Daze Encephalid Breakfast, but that's more to punch through the combo. Doesn't have that mana denial element to help it. Pyroblast. Trigger Dragon Rage. Oh, it didn't actually... Looked like he triggered it and then just declined to surveil. Maybe I missed it. But Murktide coming out. And this could wrap things up very quickly. Adam's still stuck on that 1 land. Looks like he's got a Brazen Borrower in hand. He's got the fetch. I mean, I think you have to just fire this off. The question of when Force of Negation would be online during Tom's upkeep anyways, being able to pay retail for it. It is kind of just delaying the inevitable, though. 7 life, this does not feel great. Brazen Borrower tries to get rid of Murktide. It does. Still in it. Another Wasteland. You can just feel like a gut punch. Just the air. Just the wind knocked right out of you. Murktide just comes right back down. The 3 mana for Brazen Borrower feels like years away. Another fetch. Cantrip into Reb. I mean, that's our Pyro. That's really what we're hoping for here. Looks like he's got a Murktide of his own. And Bolt will do it. Can just crash in with both. Oh. How interesting. All right. So, yikes. Dragon Rage is going to resolve. Lightning Bolt is countered. Does he have Delirium? Because only one of these creatures can be blocked. And he does have Delirium. Okay, that'll do it. Wow, that is an epic match. Well played on both sides.